Good morning, I'm Savannah Hess.
And I'm Zebra Tolston.
Welcome to the E2 News.
This is the news for the week of Mondays, December 1st to Friday, December 5th.
Here is this week's lunch menu.
Monday, sausage pizza choice ham and cheese.
Tuesday, chili soup choice chicken rings.
Wednesday, fried chicken choice fish sticks.
Thursday, spaghetti choice grilled cheese.
Friday, pizza burger choice burrito with cheese.
The Explorer bookstore will be open this Wednesday during lunch.
And remember, every book costs just $1.50 each.
It's time to hear the word of the week.
This week's word is anxious.
Anxious means to be worried or nervous.
Try to use this word of the week when you are talking or writing this week.
Our girls basketball team has games on Tuesday at Tip Street and Thursday at St. Mary's. Both games start at 4:30.
Miss Manners is back with a few words about how we can show good manners at home and at school.
Good morning, I'm Miss Manners. One way to show good manners at home or at school is to pick up after yourself. It is also good manners to help others who have dropped something. Dr. Scott would love for you to show good manners in the cafeteria by picking up things from the floor or table, even if it's not your mess.
Thank you, Miss Manners, for that important reminder.
And now it's time for the
Shout out of the week.
Dr. Scott would like to give a shout out to Mrs. Malo and Mrs. Plummer's class for spelling out perfect attendance and earning a class popcorn party. Great job, guys.
And now it's time for Mrs. Womack to do the fish cast drawing for books.
Good morning, Eastside Explorers, and once again, it is time for our fish cast drawing for books. Remember, if your name gets called, why don't you come on down to the office and get a certificate that you can use for a free book on Wednesdays during your lunch time at the Explorer bookstore. Our first grade winner from Mrs. Smith's class, Dylan McCoy. From Mrs. Smith's class again, Atticus Bryson. From Mrs. Smith's class again, Ainsley Taylor. And our last first grader for this week is from Mrs. Skelding's class, and it is Kayvon Burton. Come on down and get a certificate. From second grade, our first winner is from Mrs. Short's class, and it is Haley Wong. From Mrs. Hines' class, Elijah Fuller. From Mrs. Hines' class again, Elijah Weglin. And our last winner from second grade for this week is from Mrs. Miller's class, and it's Anaya Armour. Come on down and get a certificate. Our next winner from third grade is from Mrs. Stanley's class, and it is Jalen Reed. From Mrs. Stanley's class again, Charisma Welker. From Mrs. Shaw's class, Mr. Julian Taylor. Come on down and get a certificate. And our last third grader for this week is from Mrs. Shaw's class, and it is Carter Powers. Come on down and get a certificate, Carter. From fourth grade, our first winner is from Mrs. Biggis's class, and it is Jared Poffenbarger. And then from Mrs. Payton's class, Sebastian Scott. How about from Mrs. Payton's class again, Andrew Hansen. And our last fourth grader for this week is from Mrs. Biggis's class, and it is Jayton Kaiser. Come on down and get a certificate. From Mr. Lambert's class, our first fifth grade winner comes, and it is Monica Gill. From Mr. Lambert's class again, Rachel Eldridge. And from Mrs. Lavelle's class, Kara Bomber. And our last fifth grade winner for this week is from Mr. Lambert's class again, and it is Levi Cruzmeyer. Come on down and get a certificate. And once again, Eastside Explorers, thank you for being proud, positive, and productive.
Have a great week.